Welcome to the Mallet Virtual Symposium 2023. This applied research project examined the role of critical digital pedagogy in teacher education. My name is Amber Donahue, and I live, work, and raise my family in the Treaty 7 region of southern Alberta. I acknowledge the traditional territories and oral practices of the Blackfoot Nations, which includes the Siksika, the Piikani, and the Kainai. I also acknowledge the Tsuut'ina and Stoney Nakoda First Nations, the Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3, and all people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of southern Alberta. This research project is rooted in several foundational understandings. First, in the digital age, creating knowledge and understanding, developing individual and collective identities, and interacting in personal and professional capacities occurs in digital spaces. Second, there is an interconnected, interdependent relationship between education and technology. Finally, it's important to understand that technology lacks neutrality and may be utilized in educational settings without users being aware of built-in issues of bias, morality, discrimination, and more. Critical digital pedagogy played a central role in this research project and can be understood as an approach whereby the nature and effects of technology are viewed through a critical lens, and questions are asked about technology, about the assumptions we make about technology, its includedness in education, its politics, its economics and labor, and its repercussions for privacy and surveillance, and not simply about the use of technology. The broad focus of this research project was based on viewing educational technology through a critical lens and investigating the social, cultural, and political impacts of technology. More specifically, this project sought to examine the role of critical pedagogy and critical digital pedagogy within teacher preparation programs at 3 post-secondary institutions in Calgary, Alberta. The overarching research question of this project was how might critical digital pedagogy contribute to the preparation of K-12 teachers in Calgary, Alberta? Sub-questions included, how are teacher education programs integrating critical digital pedagogy into their curriculum and programming? And what is the relationship between critical digital pedagogy and the skills and competencies required to navigate life in the post-digital age? This research was guided by 2 theoretical frameworks, constructivism and complexity theory. Constructivism understands knowledge creation as a process of collective meaning-making. Complexity theory takes the view that whole systems consist of interconnected components existing in relationship with each other in the larger environment. These theoretical frameworks address how learners construct meaning while navigating the complexities of a life increasingly lived in digital spaces. Given the inextricable relationship between learning, technology, and culture, viewing this research through the lens of constructivism and complexity theory provided a solid foundation for understanding how critical digital pedagogy might contribute to the preparedness of new teachers to facilitate meaningful learning experiences. This research project was conducted using qualitative metasynthesis as its main methodology and also drew from case study methodology. Metasynthesis and case study methodology were complementary as both provided the researcher with the opportunity to address how and why questions related to the focus of the study. The predominant data collection method of this applied research project was collecting qualitative data through secondary research. Additionally, primary qualitative data was collected through semi-structured interviews. Thematic analysis of the qualitative data was then conducted. Thematic analysis is a method of data analysis in which data is interpreted and coded by the researcher to discover patterns and themes. This research took an inductive approach as the data drove the emergence of themes. Separate thematic analyses were conducted on the data generated by the secondary research and the data collected through the case study interviews. As you can see, several themes emerged. These themes provided an intriguing glimpse into the role of critical digital pedagogy in teacher education. Although the pandemic was intentionally not a focus of this study, it is clear that education at both K-12 and post-secondary levels has and will continue to be impacted by the pandemic. Findings also indicate that taking a critical stance in integrating critical digital pedagogy are essential in the changing landscapes of digital technology and education systems. However, the presence in both teacher education programs and classrooms is currently lacking. As well, taking a holistic, interdisciplinary, whole program, collaborative approach to bringing critical digital pedagogy into teacher education was suggested as the most effective method for its integration. And this approach would best serve the end users, the students, given that new teachers bring their pre-service learning to their in-service classroom experiences. An unexpected finding from the interviews was the strong sense of hope and optimism that exists about the upcoming generation of teachers. This generation has had similar experiences to today's students in terms of growing up with technology entangled in virtually every aspect of their lives. And what is more promising is that this group also understands that there are negative consequences and implications of technology use, and this suggests that critical digital pedagogy would be a welcome and valuable contribution into teacher training programs. Several recommendations emerged from the findings of this study. These recommendations include the development of a provincial digital learning strategy for post-secondary institutions in Alberta, cross-institutional collaboration to develop a curriculum and learning outcomes for a critical and digital pedagogies course to be offered in all Alberta teacher education programs, creation of an accessible and collaborative open textbook specific to critical digital pedagogy and teacher education in Alberta, and the initiation of a live monthly critical digital pedagogy EdTech chat using a social media platform such as Twitter or Mastodon. I appreciate your time, and I hope this glimpse into my applied research project has piqued your interest in critical digital pedagogy. Please do not hesitate to get in touch anytime. My sincerest thanks, hand to heart, and best wishes for you on your Royal Roads journey.
Created using Powtoon.